Well, hello everyone. So we are from group 6. So in this video, we would like to explain about Financial Services Authority, or in Indonesia called Otoritas Jasa Keuangan. But before we get into the material, I would like to introduce our member. Start from me. My name is Adil Nurkalis, and then there is Fidelia Adelin. Then there is Nazwa Arinda Salsabila, and the last one is Joshua Matondak. Without any further ado, let's get into the material.
Hello, my name is Fidelia Adelin and I'm from Group 6. Today I'm going to explain to you about the definition of Financial Services Authority, role of the Financial Services Authority, the significance of the Financial Services Authority, and basis for the formation of the Financial Services Authority. The first one I'm going to explain to you is the definition of Financial Services Authority. The Financial Services Authority, or in Indonesia, is Otoritas Jasa Keuangan, or OJK, is a state institution established under Law Number 21 of 2011, whose function is to organize an integrated regulatory and supervisory system for all activities within the financial services sector, both in the banking sector, capital markets, and the non-financial services sector. The banks such as insurance, pension funds, financial institutions, and other financial services institutions. In more detail, OJK is an independent institution free from interference from other parties that has the functions, duties, and regulatory, supervisory, inspection, and investigation authority as referred to in Law Number 21. Oversight duties for the non-bank financial industry and capital markets officially shifted from the Ministry of Finance and Bapepam LK to the OJK on 31st December 2012. Meanwhile, supervision in the banking sector moved to the OJK on 31st December 2013 and Microfinance Institution in 2015. Okay, the next one is role of the Financial Services Authority. The Financial Services Authority, or OJK, is a state institution established under Law Number 21 of 2011, whose function is to organize an integrated regulatory and supervisory system for all activities within the financial services sector, both in the banking sector, capital markets, and the non-financial services sector. Banks such as insurance, pension funds, financing institutions, and other financial services institutions. The Financial Services Authority, or OJK, in Indonesia plays a critical role in regulating and supervising the financial sector to promote financial stability, consumer protection, and market competitiveness. Its main roles include regulation. OJK sets and enforces rules and standards for the financial sector, including licensing requirements for financial institutions and regulation for financial products and services. The second one is supervision. OJK monitors the operation of financial institutions to ensure compliance with regulation and to identify and address potential risks to financial stability. The third one is development. OJK promotes the development of the financial sector through policies and frameworks that support financial inclusion, innovation, and market competition. The fourth one is consumer protection. OJK protects consumers by regulating financial institution business conduct and disclosure practice to ensure fairness and transparency. The fifth one is enforcement. OJK has the power to to impose sanctions and penalties on financial institutions that violate regulation, as well as to take corrective action to mitigate financial risk. OJK's role is essential for ensuring a stable and competitive financial sector in Indonesia, which is critical for the country's economic growth and development. Okay, the third one is the significance of the Financial Services Authority. The Financial Services Authority, or OJK, was formed with the aim of all activities in the financial services sector. The following are the functions of the Financial Services Authority. The first one is organize various financial services. With this institution, it is expected that all existing financial services sector can be organized regularly and properly. In addition, it is also hoped that the entire financial services sector in Indonesia can run in a transparent, fair, and accountable manner. The second one is creating a financial system for sustainable growth. Basically, the financial services sector is also related to the financial system in a region. For this reason, the hope for the formation of a financial services authority is to be able to realize a financial system that grows in a more sustainable manner. Apart from that, it is also hoped that the financial system can grow stably, so that it will not harm or trouble the community. The third one is protect consumers and society. The ultimate goal of establishing a financial services authority is to be able to protect all the interests of consumer and all level of society. The last one is basis for the formation of the Financial Services Authority. The OJK was created to address various issues, including business conglomerates in the financial services sector, integration of financial products and services, hybrid products, regulatory operation, cross-cultural coordination, and consumer protection. The OJK aims to increase the competitiveness of financial services institutions, contribute to national development, and safeguard national interests in the financial services industry. The OJK is expected to operate with good governance, including independence, accountability, responsibility, transparency, and fairness.
Hello, my name is Nazwa Arinda Salsabila from Management International Class, Universitas of Tanjung Pura. Now I will explain about the scope, the organizational structure, the strategic value, and the consumer and community protection of OJK. Yes, what is the scope of Financial Services Authority? The scope of the Financial Services Authority, or OJK, typically encompasses the regulation and supervision of a wide range of financial services and institutions. The specific scope may vary depending on the jurisdiction, but generally, the OJK responsibilities cover: the first one is banking. The OJK regulates and supervises banking, including commercial banks, investment banks, and others bank institutions. It oversees their operations, risk management, capital requirements, and consumers protection measures. The second one is insurance. The OJK oversees insurance companies and ensures that they comply with regulations related to solvency, underwriting practices, policyholder protections, and claims settlement. The third one is security and capital markets. Security and capital markets. The OJK regulates securities markets and participants, including stock exchange, brokerages, investment banks, and securities issuers. It oversees activities such as trading, disclosures requirements, investor protection, and market integrity. The fourth one is non-bank financial institutions. This includes entities such as non-bank lenders, leasing companies, payment service providers, and others financial intermediaries. Intermediaries. The OJK monitors their operations, risk management practices, and compliance with relevant regulations. And then the fifth one is consumer protections. The OJK plays a crucial role in safeguarding consumers' interests in the financial sector. It enforces rules related to fair practices, transparency, disclosures, and handling of customers' complaints. The sixth one is regulatory compliance and enforcement. The OJK establishes and enforces regulatory frameworks, guidelines, and codes of conduct to ensure industry participants adhere to prescribed standards. It conducts inspections, investigations, and enforcement actions against non-compliant entities. The last one is financial stability. The OJK monitors and assesses the overall stability of the financial system, identifying potential risk and implementing measures to mitigate them. It collaborates with others regulatory bodies, central banks, and international counterparts to maintain financial stability. It's important to note that the specific scope and authority of the Financial Services Authority or OJK may vary between countries and jurisdictions. What is the organizational structures of Financial Services Authority? The Financial Services Authority or OJK has two structures, namely the Board of Commissioners and Executor of Operational Activities. The Board of Commissioners of the Financial Services Authority or OJK consists of the first one is Chairman concurrently member. Second one is Deputy Chairperson as Chair of the Ethics Committee and concurrently a member. The third one is the Chief Executive of Banking Supervision is also a member. Fourth is Chief Executive of Capital Market Supervisions, concurrently a member. Fifth is the Chief Executive for Supervision of Insurance, Pension Funds, Financing Institutions, and others financial services institutions is also a member. Sixth is the Chairman of the Audit Board is also a member. Seventh, member in charge of consumers' educations and protections. The eighth one is ex officio member of Bank Indonesia who is a member of the Board of Governors of Bank Indonesia. The last one is ex officio member of the Ministry of Finance who is an echelon one level official of the Ministry of Finance. Implementers of Financial Services Authority operational activities consist of first one is the Chairman of the Board of Commissioners leaders the area of Strategic Management 1. Second one is Deputy Chairman of the Board of Commissioners leads the area of Strategic Management 2. The third one is the Chief Executive of Banking Supervision leads the field of banking sector supervisions. The fourth one is the Chief Executive of the Capital Market Supervision leads the supervision of the capital market sector. Fifth is the Chief Executive for Supervision of Insurance, Pension Funds, Financing Institutions, and other financial services institutions, leads the supervisions of the IKNB sector. 6 is the chairman of the audit board, leads the field of internal audit and risk management. Member of the Board of Commissioners for Consumers Education and Protection, leads the consumers education and protection sector. And now I will explain about strategic value of the Financial Service Authority. The Financial Service Authority has several strategic values in the implementation of its authorities, responsibilities, and duties. Important strategic values in OJK institutions are as follows. First one is integrity. This value means acting consistently, fairly, and objectively in accordance with the code of ethics as well as the policies of an organization by upholding the values of commitment and honesty. Second one is professionalism. The attitude of professionalism in question is to work according to full responsibility based on high competence so that they can achieve the best performance. The third one is synergy. Then the next attitude is synergy, meaningful collaboration with all stakeholders, both internal and external, in a productive and quality manner. The fourth one is inclusive. Inclusive means being open and accepting the diversity of stakeholders and expanding all opportunities and access for the public to financial industry. The fifth one is visionary. Inclusive means being open and accepting the diversity of stakeholders and expanding all opportunities and access for the public to the financial industry. The last one is consumers and community protections. Consumers and community protection is a crucial aspect of the Financial Services Authority or OJK in Indonesia. OJK takes significant measures to safeguard an interest and right of consumers and communities in the financial sector. Firstly, OJK establishes and enforces regulations and standards to ensure fair and transparent practices by financial institutions. This includes monitoring the marketing, sales, and disclosures of financial products and services to protect consumers from misleading or fraudulent practices. Secondly, OJK promotes financial literacy and education among the public by enhancing the understanding of financial concepts and risks. OJK aims to empower consumers to make informed decisions and protect themselves from potential financial pitfalls. Additionally, OJK sets up mechanisms to handle consumers' complaints and disputes. It ensures that consumers have access to an efficient and fair process for resolving grievances against financial institutions. This encourages trust and confidence in the financial system and fosters a culture of responsible business practices. Furthermore, OJK focuses on promoting financial inclusion and expanding access to financial services for underserved communities. It works to bridge the gap by encouraging the development of innovative and affordable financial products and services that cater to the needs of these communities. OJK also collaborates with other stakeholders such as consumer protection organizations to strengthen consumers' rights and advocate for their interests. This cooperative approach helps to create a supportive environment for consumers and communities in the financial sector. In summary, consumers and community protection is a paramount objective for OJK. By establishing regulations, promoting financial literacy, resolving disputes, expanding financial inclusion, and collaborating with stakeholders, OJK strives to ensure that consumers and communities are protected and empowered in their financial dealings. Thank you.
So next is budget and accountability plus implementation. The Financial Services Authority, or OJK, is the institution responsible for supervising and regulating the entire financial services sector in Indonesia. As a supervisory agency, OJK is responsible for ensuring that financial institutions comply with established security and safety requirements and standards. In carrying out its duties, OJK must also pay attention to the budget and accountability for its implementation. The budget is a plan for the use of funds prepared by the OJK to carry out its duties and functions. This budget must be prepared carefully and in detail to ensure that all activities and operations carried out by the OJK are in accordance with the goals and objectives that have been set. In preparing the budget, OJK must pay attention to the principles of efficiency, effectiveness, transparency, and accountability in managing the budget. Accountability is the ability of OJK to be responsible for its duties and obligations in managing the financial services sector. OJK must ensure that all activities and operations are carried out in accordance with established regulations and standards, and must be able to provide explanations and accountability for the use of the allocated budget. To ensure accountability, OJK must provide clear and detailed financial reports on the use of the budget provided. These financial reports must be presented in a transparent manner and can be understood by all interested parties, such as the public, investors, and the government. In addition, OJK must also conduct regular internal and external audits to ensure that all operations and activities are carried out in accordance with established regulations and standards. The result of this audit must be used as a basis for improving OJK performance and operations in the future. By maintaining proper budgeting and accountability, OJK can ensure that its duties and functions as a supervisory agency for the financial services sector can be carried out properly and provide optimal benefits to society. Next, institutional relations. The history of the establishment of OJK also considers institutional relations with other state institutions. The Financial Services Authority needs to have institutional relationship with several other state institutions such as Bank Indonesia, the Deposit Insurance Corporation, or we call it LPS, to the Directorate General of Taxes. The objective of this OJK institutional relationship is to maintain stability in the financial sector. Quoting on the OJK page, here are some of OJK's institutional relationship. First one, OJK relationship with Bank Indonesia, as written in Article 939 of Law Number 21 of 2011. In carrying out its duties, OJK coordinates with Bank Indonesia in making regulations for banking supervision. This includes the obligation to meet the minimum bank capital, banking evaluation system, policies for obtaining funds from abroad, banking information systems, as well as receipt of foreign currency funds and foreign commercial loans. Number 2, OJK relationship with LPS. In accordance with the rules written in Article 41 of Law Number 21 of 2011, the OJK explained to the LPS regarding problem banks that are currently undergoing restructuring efforts by the OJK. LPS can also undergo inspections and checks on banks with functions, duties, and authorities in coordination with the OJK. Number three, OJK relationship with the Director General of Taxes. Whereas in the form of an institutional relationship between OJK and the Director General of Taxes, it is to apply an AEOL or automatic exchange of information. The collaboration between the OJK and the Director General of Taxes aims to apply an automatic exchange of data to find out the data of Indonesian citizens who are customers at financial services institution abroad. And the last one is investigation and punishment. Investigation were also carried out by certain civil servant officials, which include overseeing the financial sector within the OJK. So there's criminal provision. First, action against violation of the confidentiality of information that are the subject of every individual or corporation. Second, action against the exercise of authority in consumer protection. Third, acts that ignore OJK written orders.
And now we're heading into the activities of the Financial Service Authority. In carrying out its duties, OJK has the following authorities and duties in the field of supervision and regulations. And in this field, there are three duties. There are the financial service activities in the banking sector. Next one is in the capital sector or capital market. And the third one is in the insurance, pension funds, financing institutions, and other financial institutions. OJK authorities in the banking sector. Bank is institutional regulations and supervisions, which includes the establishments of banks license, opening of banks offices, banks budgets, works plans, ownerships, etc., and also banks activities such as the provision of funds, source of funds, product hybridization, and activities in the service sector. The next one is in the regulation and supervision of the bank health. It includes the liquidity, the reports related to the health and performance of the bank, the debtor information system, the credit testing, and also the bank accounting standards. Next is the regulations and supervisions of banks includes the risk management, the bank governance, the principle of regarding the customers and money laundering, and also the prevention of terrorism financing and bank crimes. The next one is in the bank check, and the first one is to establish laws and regulations in the financial service sector, establish OJK regulations and decisions, establish regulations for the supervisions of the financial service sector, and establish policies regarding implementation of the OJK duties, and etc. The next one is the OJK authority to carry out the supervision duties, namely is to establish operational policies for supervision of financial service activities. The next one is supervise the implementation of the supervisory duties carried out by the chief executive. The third one is to carry out supervision, inspection, investigation, consumer protection, and other against financial service institutions. The fourth one is giving written order to the financial service institutions. The fifth one is appoint a stature manager. The sixth one is determine the use of the stature manager. The seventh one is establish administrative sanctions against parties who violate laws and regulations to the financial service sector. And the eighth one is giving and revoking, which includes the business permit, individual permission, effectiveness of the registration statement, registered certificate, approval to carry out business activities, endorsement, approval of determination of dissolution, and another stipulations. That's all for the activities that OJK have to do. And the next one, we're heading into the several actions of the Financial Service Authority. Related to this, in an effort to participate in fighting illegal investment offers that are detrimental and unsettling to the public, OJK has one strategy called uh, preventive. Preventive means that the OJK conducts socialization and education to the public regarding to the characteristic of fundraising activities and management of illegal investment. Also, they do knowledge sharing with law enforcement and regulators in repressive areas. Next one, there are also some cases and public complaints to the illegal investment reported to the OJK. The following are some of the actions taken by the OJK during the year of 2013 and 2014. And in each year, I will explain two cases. The first one is in October 9, 2013. The OJK lifted the sanction of freezing the business activities against 5 venture capital companies because they have complied with the supervisions of Article 42, Paragraph 2 with of the Minister of Finance Regulations number 18 concerning the venture capital companies. And the next one is on October 22, 2013. OJK revoked the business license of PT Asuransi Jiwa Bumi Asih Jaya. Related companies are prohibited from conducting business activities in the field of life insurance and are required to remove their nameplate as well as settle debts and regulations. And the next one is on January 29, 2014. OJK suspended the business activities of PT Cahaya Gold Prasetya Finance as a finance company. Freezing was carried out based on the letter number S367 on December 30, 2013. And the next one is also in the 2014 year, is conducted on January 29, where OJK gave a warning to all directors and management of the non-bank financial industry that were the people who asked for donations on behalf of the chief executive of the OJK EKNB supervision. This warning was officially conveyed through a circular letter number SE1D.05 in 2014. And the next one is the Financial Service Authority of Code and Ethics. There are 6 of them, and I'll be explaining them one by one. The first one is integrity, namely the principle of adhering to moral values in every action and decision taken in the administration of the Financial Service Authority. Number 2 is the professionalism, namely working responsibly based on a high competence to achieve the best performance. Number 3 is transparency, namely being open to public rights to obtain the correct, honest, and non-discriminatory information regarding the operation of the Financial Service Authority, while still paying attention to the protection of personal and group human rights, as well as state secrets, including secrets as stipulated in laws and regulations. The fourth one is accountability, namely the value that determines that every activity and the final result of every activity in the implementation of the Financial Service Authority must be accountable to the public. Number 5 is synergy. That means that collaborating with all the internal and also external stakeholders in a productive and quality manner. And number 6 is equality. It means equality between the employees and the customers regardless of the social status.